But basically, I have the worst luck with celebrities ever. Now, um, this is the part that, like, I think separates me. Oh God, I like almost broke my hand. Separates me from a lot of other Paramore bands, just in general. Um, in 2007, in August, my grandma passed away, and I know that like grandmas are special to a lot of people, but my grandma was my best friend, and like that seems weird because she's a big age difference, but I went to her house every day, and she was my best friend. I would rather hang out with her on the weekends than anybody else. Oh, I'm 16, by the way. So she passed away when I was like 13, I think. I think I was 13 or 14. I don't know, one of them. But, and when that happened, and my mom and my grandma were really close too, and I wasn't as close with my mom as I was with my grandma. So, like, after my grandma died, I had to like rely on my mom, and my mom was like a wreck because of it. And the thing is that like after all that happened, I felt like everything was like collapsing in front of me. Like school wasn't as good, friendships weren't as good. I was finding out more and more that music was something that I really enjoyed, and the people that I was hanging out with at the time didn't feel the same way, and like there were days when I would like spend my lunch in the band room and stuff, and my friends would just make fun of me constantly, and I felt like and I wasn't doing as well in like sports and school, and everything wasn't right, and family life wasn't good, and it was just a really rough time, and I went through a lot of crap because of it, and I relied on some teachers and told teachers things that I shouldn't have about like how depressed I was and the things I was doing to cope that weren't necessarily healthy choices, if you know what I mean. Probably do, I don't want to say it out loud, but just, yeah. Anyway, so I was doing a lot of things that I strongly suggest if you're doing them, find other ways. And I'm not just talking about self-harm, I'm talking about drugs, everything. Like, I've had terrible experiences with, like, friends with drugs, and you don't, that's not a way to cope. You have to find other things. And I went to, like, hospital like, more than once, like, went to therapy, that didn't, work, anything. And over the this recent summer, I was literally like so depressed that I became suicidal. And I know everybody hates that word because a lot of people are, and it means different things for different people, because a lot of people can be suicidal for a long time and not do anything about it. Well, I mean, I'm glad they don't do anything about it, but it means different things for different people, and literally minutes away from actually ending my life. And I was like crying and stuff, and I like, everybody makes noise when they cry, everything, so I wasn't paying attention to what was in the background. No one was home, obviously. And I stopped crying. Well, I didn't stop crying, but I mean, I stopped like whimpering and everything, and I hear something in the background. And it's my iPod speakers in another room, and something was playing in the background. And I was listening to it closely, and it was a song, When It Rains, by Paramore. And at that time, I wasn't really positive as to what the song meant. Like, it was never, like, one of my favorite Paramore songs. I mean, like, obviously, I don't have a favorite Paramore song, but it was never, like, one of my, like, oh, like, that's my favorite Paramore song. So, anyway,